Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Ty Boogie, and man, your boy's back in the building. I know this ain't the normal podcast setup, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to make this video. I just wanted to make this video. I ain't feel like setting up all the equipment, setting up the lights, setting up the cameras. I ain't feel like doing that. I got my boy with me, you know what I mean? I let him tell y'all, who he is for who all don't know.
So what's up, man? It's your boy Supreme, man. And that's it. Supreme Dizzle. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here with this
God
guy right here, yes.
He said, what's
yes,
up,
yes.
God?
What's up, God? How you living, God? Who said he's mad?
But yo, look, I was fire. That looked real dope on camera just now. We both, that was dope. But bro, I already told you what the video is about. You know what I mean? But I want to get your thoughts on it, bro. Like, as two dudes that come from the same area, I lived in Atlanta or whatever, so, I have a different look on this whole topic or whatever. And the topic that we're talking about today is the death of TAKEOFF. RIP to TAKEOFF. It's sad that we're making another video like this, that we have to consistently be mourning these rappers and constantly coming up with words to show condolences for these young dudes. TAKEOFF was 2 years older than me. You know what I mean? It's just sad. It's just sad that we gotta keep doing this, bro. Like, my thing is, like, I don't know if you saw it. Well, you ain't see the story, did you? Or did you see about it?
Nah, I was trying to read it before we got on here, but you can still tell me.
Yeah, so basically, they tried to say it was over a dice. Well, what they said, the allegations were that it was over a dice game or whatever. And dudes just started shooting, and he got caught in the crossfire of one of his homies' bullets. Now, that could be just for the story. Dudes make stories up or whatever all the time, whatever, when these kind of topics come out. But, bro, like, this shit's sad, bro. Like, and my biggest question, and for somebody that's trying to, like get to that TAKEOFF level, if that's what you want to do, the Migos, level or whatever, bro, how do you, like, take in all of this?
Honestly, bro, I feel like it's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate the way that things happen, but me personally, like, as far as taking in death, bro, I've contemplated so much about, like, the contradictions of being a rapper and, like, just things that rappers do that other people can't do, like how Charleston White always says, shout out to Charleston White, like how Charleston White always says, it's 1,000 people that died, but we only worried about this one. You know what I'm saying? And he's one that was killing, most of the people that was out there. So it's like, so when I say contradictions of a rapper, that's what I'm talking about, like, and things like that. But I've, like, thought about it so much that, like, I hate to say it, but it's like I'm kind of numb to the feeling.
I feel like we're all numb, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of like just hearing some, like, and this is even worse, like hearing somebody from your hood that passed away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like, oh, such and such passed, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, take it.
We shouldn't be used to this, though.
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't be, like, it's not something. My biggest problem with all this, bro, is that, like, you don't hear Justin Bieber getting robbed in the trailer parks. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of question, like, is it our people thing? Like, I strongly believe, I'm not even kind of questioning it. It is our people thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, shootouts happen, yeah, arguments happen, but what happened is just fighting. Like, why do we resort to, yo, kill this man? You know what I mean? Over words.
It's just a form of, I feel like people be scared, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? You scared. Like, if it was like if somebody that could fight, not even saying that, I'm not even talking about myself, but still, like, somebody that could fight, yo, drop the gun and fight me. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of being scared because you got pride issues.
Got 500 people watching.
It's good. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of being scared because you got pride issues. No man wants to lose. You know what I'm saying? Especially in today's day and age, you got world stars. As soon as it's a fight, people pull out their phones. Nobody's gonna sit there and just watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? They gonna pull out their phones, they gonna record it, they gonna do this, they gonna do that. So, like you said before, we don't know what happened at that point. You know what I'm saying? It was probably out there rumbling.
Bro, what's the point of even learning how to fight nowadays though? Like as a man, bro, like I always think, like if a dude run up on me and my shorty, if a dude run up on me and my daughter, me and my moms, I gotta be able to use these.
Yeah.
Dude, yo, when the last time you seen some rappers fight in public? You know what I mean? When's the last time you seen a fight go viral? You know what I mean? It's usually not fights, unless it's a domestic abuse or something like that. It's dudes shooting each other. It's like, yo, like, you know how much we can avoid if dudes just fight it out? We don't think about like how much goes behind pulling that trigger. It's just like pull a trigger, yeah, and I get it, you know, like people are scared, but we like in our culture we need to find a different way to mend those type of moments. It's almost like a thing of power, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm pulling my, like, yo, what you say? And now you're tough with a gun in your hand that you probably don't really want to use right now. You know what I mean? But you pulled it out, you better be able to use it. Bro, it's, I don't know, bro, like so much can be just like lives can be saved if people just fight it out like men. Yeah, a whole gang of men, yeah, a whole bunch of men just outside arguing over something that if we walk away, nigga, my life is not threatened. I'm not coming for your family. You're not coming for my family. Why? As a man, bro, the only time that I should want to fight or harm another man in that sense, I'm not gonna say it because we live on TikTok, should be if my life is in jeopardy. Y'all was putting y'all lives in jeopardy for something that your life shouldn't be in jeopardy for. And it's like you consistently seeing this. Yo, PNB Rock, now it's like, and this is why I get mad. Because now his death is swept under the rug and now it's TAKEOFF's death. Know what I mean? Not saying we're forgetting PNB Rock. Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Young Dolph. And they forgot. Nobody talking about it no more.
Nobody think about Pop Smoke.
Bro,
it's about Nipsey.
Bro, I feel like we're living in, like, so many people are living in like a simulation on social media. Like I seen a post of somebody said that social media is taking a lot of people from reality, got everybody living in virtual reality. So in other words, virtual reality killed reality. People are forgetting, yo, these are real lives. Like, know what I mean? Like you go online and you see this rapper died, everybody reposting. It ain't nothing but a repost. Until the next repost is popping. Until it's almost like a trend. Like when a rapper dies, it becomes a trend. You go on Twitter, it's on the trending page of Twitter. It's like, yo, it's so much bigger than that. Like, it's so much bigger than that. Like, and I think like this is just like we're all just so desensitized towards it, bro. But we're not thinking, how can we stop this shit? It's almost to like, okay, when's the next trend? When's the next time we're gonna be, you know, all right, until we meet again, everybody. Goodbye now. Know what I mean? And it's like, yo, this is somebody's child, this is somebody's dad, this is somebody's brother, this is somebody's uncle, know what I mean? Somebody's nephew. That's Quavo's nephew. Know what I mean? Like, bro, come on now. Like what? And so now I put pressure on the pioneers. Like, you know, LL Cool J or whatever, he came out, you know, he had, you know, some words with DJ Academics about, you know, him being, you know, pioneer and how he wasn't rich or whatever, as rich as per se Lil Baby. You know, he was kind of talking about the people of his time, but they're the pioneers. Who are gonna be the pioneers to change the narrative in music to stop the senseless deaths? There's power in the tongue. We know that. We speak on that all the time. What you speak on, you kind of bring to you. Not saying that brother brought it to himself, but there's a lot of power in the stuff you talk about. The stuff you like, and I don't. Now that I think about, I don't. Did they even talk about killing niggas in music?
Talking about
Migos. Do they even talk about like?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I listen to a bunch of Migos, but like, you know what I mean, as far as I don't know. They talk about this stuff, you know. They probably spoke about a lot of killing niggas. You know what I'm saying? I just know that the energy you give off is the energy you attract. That's a fact. But also, and when I heard it was TAKEOFF, it kind of like brought me back to the good old saying when it says, "Yo, the good die young." You know what I'm saying? Because he was the quietest one of the group.
He was the quietest,
He
bro.
was the most quietest one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're going on a mission and it's that one person that's not supposed to be there, but he get caught, or he get shot, or he get, you know what I'm saying, or he get what's the name, and that's just how it is. It's like it's unfortunate. It's kind of like these other people are so much veterans at getting away or moving or knowing how to move or something, and you're the only one that's kind of like hesitant a little bit. So you get the back end of it. You know what I'm saying? And everything happens for a reason. But like that's what it brought it back to when I thought when I heard it was Takeoff. It was like, yo, the good die young for real. Like not taking nothing away from Quavo and
Yeah,
what's the name?
But yeah, they're more like in the limelight.
They're more in the
whatever.
limelight.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? They're more in the limelight and more out there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. My question is, what is the fix for this, bro? Do we get rid of the guns? Like, do they just? But then niggas still gonna have guns.
I mean, it's like
It's for me. It's like it's a culture change that needs to happen, bro. Like that should not be the resort. Like, and if that's something that happens, like us as black people, we should be completely against that level of violence. You know what I mean? Like, so if there's a shootout, we shouldn't be talking about how such and such had a shootout. No, we should be trying to cancel. You know how they trying to do yay right now?
Yeah.
Bro, we should be taking it there every time two black people get to the point where they're trying to take each other's life over X, Y, and Z conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Cause now you look at Ye, he's reneging. He's reneging on so many things. I mean, he's still, saying
what he
wild
say,
shit or whatever. But at the same time, look at how he's like, wait, hold on, like, I'm losing everything. Like I didn't know the people had so much power. You know what I mean? I didn't know we live in this type of environment. So he's starting to go back.
Mm-hmm.
We should have that same wherewithal when it comes to niggas killing niggas. Niggas promoting killing niggas. You make songs talking about killing niggas. You sit here and gloat and you do all of this about killing another black man. We should exile them. Therefore, now your pockets is gonna hurt. Cause right now their pockets is being fed by talking about these things. So why stop talking about it?
Exactly.
But then we look at the repercussions that come behind it. That's why you should stop talking about it. But it's like, while I'm living, why not keep living it then?
Mm-hmm.
We don't give no type of consequence to the promotion of it, but we hate when it happens.
Exactly.
That's crazy to me, bro. That's backwards as hell, actually. You know what I mean? Like when I sit here and I just think about this whole culture, when I think about social media, when I think about black people dying by black people and police, it's like, bro, like what is the fix to all of this? You know what I mean? We gotta fix internal. It's just like how you see yourself before you get into a relationship.
Exactly.
We want to have a better relationship with the world. We need to have a better relationship with ourselves.
Exactly.
That's the same thing it is like with yourself, right?
Yeah,
it's the same thing with the community. You have to have a better relationship with your community. Yeah, and some people will ask, well, what does that relationship look like? Us holding each other accountable. Look how we're doing Ye. He's the perfect example right now. Because when he starts bugging out, when he starts saying whatever he's saying and people don't agree, now I mean, get him off the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody push him off the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the people that is doing this to our boat?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, our people that's on our boat. Like, fuck the people that's shooting us from other boats. What about the people that's poisoning us on our boat?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we push them off the ship?
Yeah.
Therefore, nobody wants to fuck around no more.
Yeah.
But it's cool until it's not no more. So now, I will ask you this: do you think they should? Because at one point, the governor of New York, I don't know if it was, I think it was the mayor, the governor, mayor,
I think it was the mayor.
one of them niggas.
The mayor.
They was trying to get rid of drill music because of essentially what drill music promotes. Do you think that's a good idea?
I think that's a good idea, but then you kind of like you can see it from two different perspectives, because it's like some people speak about their past experience and they're not trying to promote death or violence or something like that. They just talking about what they can talk about. You can only speak about what you experience, right? You know what I'm saying? Or what you know. Like that's how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you know, you're gonna speak about that. Now the limelight you wanna put that in, like you can speak about it from or we need to stop doing this, or it's like, you know what I'm saying, like it's the direction you want to go, but you should essentially speaking about what you're around, what you growing up around. So it's like I feel like You can't tell somebody like, all right, so I'm gonna take away all drill rap. Now these people can't feed their family. You know what I'm saying? When I'm thinking about it from that perspective. But then you could take away drill rap, and then it's like, all right. See, I don't know, bro. That's kind of like a touchy hypothetical question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I see
because
why.
You see why?
Because it's still
it's still
art.
art. Yeah, it's still
it's
art.
The way they're using it.
Yeah, it's just the way they're using it. Yeah, that's
because Ice Spice is essentially making drill music, but she ain't talking about killing niggas.
You get what I'm saying? Like this drill is. We could listen to an instrumental and say, well, that's a drill instrumental. It got no words on it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But whoever raps to it, oh, that's a drill song.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it falls under that category. So it's like, I don't really know how to...
Drill is a lot instrumental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the flow you use.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we done got to the point where we kind of look at drill as like certain words.
Yeah. Now, this is the real question, and this is kind of like going like more to the holistic spiritual side of it. Like, you know, like, so it's like the frequency of our music vibrates our sex chakra and like other chakras that doesn't need to be vibrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to a lot of Bob Marley music or even watch his interviews, it was 432. The 432 frequency is the one that resonates with the world. 440 is the one that the music industry is the standard. Like, even when you record on the software in there, it automatically sets it to 440. But if you notch it down to 432, it's not that much of a difference. It's just that our energy resonates with it differently. Like, it's the frequency. It'll speak to our heart chakra or like something else rather than our sex chakra and other things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the whole music industry takes it to 440. Even good music. I mean, it just, that's just how the music standard is in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? But 432 is the actual vibration that we should be on, you know what I'm saying? Or it's a better vibration for us. So that's kind of like, instead of taking away drill music, I would say let's look at different dynamics of music overall, which it take. It's gonna be hard to overthrow that, but it's like still like let's look at the different dynamics of music overall and say, all right, so since this is vibrating this chakra or this is vibrating this, let's take it down to 432, or let's, instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna kill this person, let's, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just use our words just a little bit differently. Yeah. I was getting into gospel rap. No, for real. I was getting into gospel rap.
I gotta tell you something. Remind me after this.
I got you.
I just put it like this. My peoples, because I was just talking to her about that, and she said that. She said that. She was like, you should do that.
We should do that. Yeah, no, that's a fact. Because me and P Soul was talking about that. He was like, yo, bro, I would love to hear you on a gospel rap record. And I'm like, bro, I'm not opposed to that. Like, I would love to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of me. Like I said before, you only preach what you know.
She be in tune,
you know what I'm saying, huh?
She be in tune.
Yeah. But it's a matter of me. It's like
you literally just said that as I was pulling into the crib. She was like, why don't he do like gospel?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but I kind of brushed it off because I'm like, I don't know if that's a premium thing, you know what I mean?
Bro, I would love to do that, you know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of going, see, change is inevitable, and you get to your path, in irony, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I always know that I'm like, I feel it in my soul. It's an artist knowing that you're like, bet. So if you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and you're going to be great at it. You can't be an artist without knowing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm an artist, but I know for a fact I'm great at what I do, and I'm gonna be great to the world, right? But the irony of getting there is where it's like you make a decision, but the journey is a mystery. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in music, but let's just say I never blow up and being a rapper, but I'll be somebody's manager. Or let's just say I never blow up and being a rapper. I thought I would, but now I'm the biggest gospel rapper in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. It's different when you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when the irony plays out like that, because you don't know. All you know is the decision you make. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make the decision and go after it, but the journey along to that is gonna be something so out of your mind. Like, how many times you heard, I could never imagine this. Like, I ain't never imagined it being this big. Like, of course, bro. You was unfathomable.
I feel like it's so crazy you saying that, bro, because I can relate to that. Like, like even with this, like with the live and with my content and stuff, like I always knew I wanted to be entertaining, and I can be entertaining on camera. I'm real good at it. But now that I'm like speaking from the heart in all my videos and all my live, I mix it with me being entertaining. And it's like I feel like I'm working more in my purpose now.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, although all I wanted to do was be entertaining, be on camera.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I didn't know that like it'd be guided here. And this is like when I look at like my analytics and I look at everything, I'm like, yo, being entertaining is cool. But when I'm being purposeful in my videos to like literally help, like, and I feel like no, this video God would want me to do this one. Like there is nothing about this video I'd be like, ain't no God in this. You know what I mean? Like it feels much better, and it does so much better for me too.
Yeah.
You know, and I could walk away from it being like, even if a little kid see this video, he's gonna learn.
He's gonna learn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be dope. Like if you was really out here on your Kirk Franklin, like. Do you want the revolution? Yeah.
Nah, but you know what I mean? It's see, I'm just starting to, I've been listening to like gospel rap here and there, but I'm just starting to dive into it a lot. So where it's like, I can't remember the names, but it's this guy that be with like, dang, it's in my notes, but I'm not even gonna do it like, it's this guy that he be with, what's his name? Currency, Wiz. Like he's respected by all of the rappers that we listen to. Huh?
Is it Bizzle?
Bizzle? It might be. That sound. What's his name? That sounds familiar. But I'm pretty sure if I hear his name, it's gonna click. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's the kind of like gospel rapper I would want to be if I did anything. But going back to what I was saying before, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You want to know what you preach. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not gonna dive into something knowing that I got, all right, so if I want to write a verse about this, I got to read this script. Nah, that's why I'm like, I've been reading the Quran, I've been reading the Bible, I've been going to church, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing this. So when I do dive into that, or when I, you know what I'm saying, whenever I do want to make a gospel rap music, it's not like I'm doing research and stuff to say, all right, let me do this type of song. No, it just flows out.
It just flows out.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's like somebody, you know what I'm saying? You can't just preach something and then be fact check this nigga and then it's like, well, I read this to say that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it said in the book.
That's what it said in the book. No, it's like, nah, bro, you gotta live that. You have to live it. You have to know exactly what you're talking about in order to, and I'm not gonna play with nothing like that, you know what I'm saying?
So that's a great point, bro. I think that would be like, and you know, the other day, so let me just finish that thought. I think that would be a great fix for people to start rapping something that would be, like, I think that's promoting better talent too. You know what I mean? Like to be able to rap on some stuff that like it ain't about killing, it ain't about it. Like you are giving us a message through your music. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do about harming somebody else or possibly having a negative outcome. That's a different level of talent. Like Steve Harvey did a whole stand up, had the whole crowd cracking up for like an hour and 30. And you say one curse word.
You say one curse word.
That's it. Like the reason why we talk about that like that is because nigga, that's hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like somebody will call themselves talented. You know what I mean? You can do that. You know what I mean? And then you like, I think about whatever message we put out right now, I think you said this to me, or whatever we do right now, we're doing it for our grandkids and our great grandkids, right? Now we look at our kids, they're gonna be living our manifestations. You know what I mean? So whatever messages we play with, they may take serious, or somebody that they know may take serious, and then now that's around them, and we have something to do with that negativity being out in the world still. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that would be a great fix, like for people to start coming from the heart, stop coming from a teaching, you know, place instead of us glory. Because kids, I mean, because honestly, bro, a lot of the killing music, kids listen to that. Like kids, and when I say kids, I mean like teenagers, early 20s, like they like that stuff. You know, I think as people, we should get to the point where we're canceling people for talking about killing people. You know what I mean? And the people that, because record labels ain't gonna look out. Record labels only want the money. They only want the plays. Us as the people that's hitting the play button, we need to handle the play button differently. You know what I mean? We need to put a filter on that. So yeah, man, I think just holding ourselves accountable, you know, like in all that, and I mean, like being purposeful through our music, like that'll get us to it. Cause it's not let's get away from music. It can't be. it's the music should not entice these negative actions. That is the main issue, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, bro, I think that is fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel like that's the next wave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything happens in steps and sequences and stuff like that. So you could kind of say like, yo,
And you could see people getting tired.
yeah, and you could kind of say that gangster rap, like, it had to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you come out of slavery, you come out of this, you come out of that, and then you, like I said before, you speaking about what you growing up about. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang, the Locks, NWA, all of them, they were smart people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen to a Wu-Tang album and get a Law's Mathematics off rip. You know what I'm saying? You could listen to an NWA album and just get knowledge from it. You know what I'm saying? Like Snoop, everybody. So it's kind of like, when you think of stuff like that, it's like, yo, these people were into books. They was into this. They was into that. They just didn't have the resources that me and you, they didn't have none of the resources that me and you got at all. So they had to express themselves some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you could kind of say that gangster rap had to happen. And then somebody told me this in college where they was like, yo, Supreme. That's why I mean, resorting back to the gospel rap. It was like, yo, you that one right now. It was like, yo, gangster rap happened, this happened, but now you're speaking about doing it when I was making the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the GOAT was kind of like, I can't say it was gospel driven because I was cursing a lot, but like I was definitely talking about, you know what I'm saying, black queens. I was talking about a higher power. I was talking about Satan and Allah. I was talking about all of those things throughout the entire what's the name, even though I was cursing and you know what I'm saying? So they were just like, yo, you make good music. Like it's good music, but it's actually good music. Like you're not talking about killing people. You're not talking about this. You're not talking about it's not a waste of time. It's actually like, all right, bet. Even if you gotta curse at us to get your point across, we understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so it's kind of
like
word up. So it's kind of like, yo, you're making do music. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I should do this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that kind of stuck with me. Shout out to my man's Carpe, for real. Word up. I ain't speak to him in years. But he's the one that said that to me. He was like, yo, you're making like good, all right, do now music. Like we had the music, like, all right, this is the past, this is what we're gonna speak upon, this is that. But now what are we gonna do moving forward? And that's the kind of music I was making at that time. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like brought me back to that. So it's like
the evolution of rap. Like, know what I mean? Like, because you think about where it started, because a lot of where it started was, let's just rhyme on the beat and we do it like this and we do it like this. So then the storytelling, you know what I mean? And then it became the violence. And now the violence, you know, it and I mean, there's probably more to it, but the violence kind of stuck. And I think now, after seeing all the, you know, the deaths that's happening with rappers, I feel like the violence is gonna be pushed out and the new wave is gonna come in. You know what I mean? And I think it's really a matter of finding out what that new wave is. And I mean, we need more J. Cole's. Like, you know what I mean?
We more need Kendricks.
Right. But you know what it is though? What I realized, and I learned this from 21, because 21 says this the most. He says, if I wasn't talking about that shit, y'all wouldn't listen to me.
Y'all wouldn't listen to me.
So a lot of people gotta do that. Like they feel the need that they gotta do that to get there, get to that level, and then they can give out the message.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, how do we get to the point where you don't have to do that? You know what I mean? To get to that level, and you can still give out the message. Yeah. Because in that that time, I mean, you could possibly be just putting out the wrong message. Like, nigga, by then you done infiltrated somebody's mind, and now they thinking they could be a killer. You know what I mean? Because that's what you was rapping about early, 21.
And you only talking about you only infiltrating yourself. You know what I'm saying too. You know what I'm saying. The longer you push that off, is the longer you're psyching yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna get praised for that. Word. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get praised for the music that you. Or how many times you say, yo, I love the old Lil Wayne, or I love the old Joey Bad, or I love the old what's the name? Like everybody loves the old or the new what's the name? Like they always love when you just starting out. You know what I'm saying? So when you get praised for that, it's kind of like, no, I was nice when I was talking about this, or I was. So you really tricking yourself. You're not treating yourself. You cheating yourself, and it's just like, yeah, bro.
So now niggas don't want to see you grow.
They don't want to see you grow. And so now that becomes a part of your confidence. You know what I'm saying, and how you want your destiny to be. You know what I'm saying, how you want your legacy to be, and all of that. You know what I'm saying, because I told you before that sometimes I feel like I'm contradicting myself when people only want to hear hood stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or talking about this. Now, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in the hood. I'm not, what's the name? And I never was like the biggest, you know what I'm saying, hood person or nothing like that. But when I speak about what I grew up seeing, that's what people gravitate towards more rather than the Love Jones, rather than the GOAT, rather than the what's the name, you know what I'm saying? They always go straight to Road to Soul. You know what I'm saying?
But then I would
ask,
is that just the wrong crowd for your purpose music? Like, let me reframe that. Would that be the wrong crowd for the music you actually want to make?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't think that, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the people that support me, I don't feel like they're wrong, like or bad people or wrong people. I just feel like
But they can have the wrong ear though. Like you could be a good person with the wrong ear for my music.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. I feel like that's a valid, you know, what's the name? But that goes back to me saying like, yo, you only speak what you know, and that goes back to your confidence. You know what I'm saying? I ain't make music. I ain't released music in like what 6 months, 7 months. You know what I'm saying? When I do release another album or EP or something like that, it's gonna be like, yo, this is where I'm at right now. This is what I want to talk about. But my fans is gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least, I mean, like, that's how I feel like before when you said you weeding out the weak fans. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So it's like, what you doing is knocking off people that don't really want to hear you. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of know that when you coming from, I'm pretty sure you see it when people's commenting or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And they speaking about just one thing to you, or they talking about how good you look, or this and that. Like,
it's my family.
You just, like for real. No, that's the family. But I'm pretty sure, like, it goes up and down like the market. You know what I'm saying?
Does. It definitely
For real.
does.
So it's like everything got its highs and lows. So the people like that's bringing it back down, it's kind of like, all right, I didn't need them 2 fans. I didn't need them 3 fans. You know what I'm saying? The rest of y'all 83, the rest of y'all 90 or 100 that's still with me, I rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all been with me, what's the name? And it's the same thing with music. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, all right, if I put out an album and you don't like what I'm hearing and you don't like what you're hearing, leave. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. But at the end of the day, when you speak from your heart and you fight, like, see, I'm you know how I get when I talk about the spiritual side of things, bro. When you really speak from your heart and you speaking through the shell and you're not just a person sitting here trying to sound good for people, it's different when you attract them kind of fans because anything I put out, they're going to listen to. That's why I could kind of say, like...
It's coming from you.
Yeah, because it's coming from me. That's why when you said, like, is that, like, the good people could have the wrong ear? Yeah, that's cool. But I'm always speaking from my heart. So they just want to hear what I'm... If anything, I'm psyching myself out by saying, all right, I have to do this or this. That's just because the masses is not going to, what's the name? They're not going to gravitate towards it. But the 6,000 people that listen to my music all the time, or the 7,000, they're going to want to hear exactly what they've been hearing. Something from me, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whatever.
But you know which one do you really want to do, though? Like, I feel, and the reason why I asked that question is kind of a question that I'm kind of push you in a direction I think I know the answer to. Like, I feel like you more so want to talk about the Allah and the motivation and the you know the promotion of positivity rather than, you know, gloating about the stories you may have heard or whatever, or the situations you may have lived through that is not something you want to live again. You know what I mean? Because we both know that this and me and you talk about this. We both know that you can sit here and talk about like a situation. So like I can tell you, like, yo, when I went to jail, I was in there doing push-ups. You know what I mean? And when I went to jail the second time, there was a nigga yelling at me. All this. Like in your head, like there's a battle. There's a battle of, damn, that's crazy, nigga. You went to jail. And then in the other side, there's like I kind of want to experience that. You know what I mean? So I'd rather not even tell you that story. You know what I mean? I'd rather, well, you know, to a kid or whatever. I'd rather not even tell you that story.
Make somebody curious.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to raise that curiosity in you with that message until you get all 10 of these songs. That's about the positivity. That's about the mental health. That's about the promotion of being a man. Now, I mean, until you get this, then I'll tell you where I actually came from. Now, I mean, on as far as like the negative side, like, and I mean, it's kind of like a balance beam, because to know where somebody came from makes you respect them more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, I want to make the music, of course, like, the zenith is, all right, bet, we're going to talk about this, and this is, you know what I'm saying, this is where I want to take nothing but positivity. But just coming from an artist perspective, I have to be broad because it's kind of like rap is just how you. I mean, speaking for myself, and I'm pretty sure like any artist that's in there or that's watching this, they can relate to it too. Even yourself, when you're expressing yourself, you're not really thinking about how people view you. You're just expressing yourself. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just like when you say you're journaling, journal. Every time you tell me that you like journaling and stuff like that, I think about my music because that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm sitting there, I'm going through whatever thoughts that's going through my mind, whether it be my son, things in the past, things in the future, whatever, and I'm putting it together in some fly words, bro. I'm just journaling. I'm not really thinking about what the next person. If you ask me, every single song I made should be a #1 hit. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that from the opposing side. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just expressing myself. And I feel like I gave it my all every time. So it's like, even if I am talking about something that was not necessarily in the most positive light, it was good for me at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's still good music, and that's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like, it's kind of like you have to go through them stages. It's just like life. You got to go through this stage. You got to go through that stage. And then at the end of it all, you're not going to be the man nor woman if you don't have that journey, you know what I'm saying, of that toughness. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't never been through nothing. So you can relate that to life. You can relate that just to the music, to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to elevate to get to this level that you at right now. You know what I'm saying? You had to go through something. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the times you was like, yo, I'm going to get this off because I feel like getting this off. Not really because what y'all about to comment to me. I'm going to say this because this is how I feel. Now, in a week or two weeks from now, if you like, yo, I probably shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Or I probably shouldn't even, what's the name, that. At that moment, it's just in that moment. You teach me about a lot about the present. You know what I'm saying? The future, past, present. The present is what matters. You know what I'm saying? In the future, it may just be a memory, but it's like, yo, at that moment, that's what has to come out. That's what you needed, kind of. You know what I'm saying? You need it. Forget what they. So it's like, of course, yeah, I want to make the great music. I want to make the positive music that everybody wants to. What's the name? But I also got to go through these stages. You know what I'm saying? I also got to go through a lot of these stages. I got to learn more. I got to make more mistakes. I got to accomplish more. I got to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Until we're reborn again. You know what I'm saying? Until we get to that point to where it's like, yo, let me just, now I feel like I know the energy of the world enough to say, all right, bet. Now I'm just gloating. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just flying through this motherfucker. There's no more struggle. Like, I'm just flying. I'm okay with dying.
Let me say this. So I agree and disagree at the same time.
Okay.
In my own opinion. So I'm all for where you come from in your message, like, you know, where I come from in my videos, where I come from when I'm talking to the live, where I come from when I'm giving people advice. I definitely feel like that I should give off a message that is straight from me. Now, I mean, and if your version of journaling, now we're gonna go back to the metaphor of journaling. There's certain things though in journaling that if I share with the world, it may give somebody else the wrong message. So, you know, so now I would challenge that and say, if that is your journaling, do you have to put everything out? You know what I mean? Because there's certain things that because in my journal, I have negative thoughts that I have. You know what I mean? I have thoughts that I don't want to share. You know what I mean? I don't want it out there. You know what I mean? These are the things I need to heal from. These are the things that, like, I don't want the next kid to be influenced by. But me journaling this, it gets it off my mind. And now I can see this is my playing field. You know what I mean? But now me getting on live, me getting on the podcast and promoting that or just putting it out there just because it's on my mind and saying fuck who's watching, I gotta understand I'm also an influencer. You know what I mean? So like I would almost be, and I'm not saying this about you, but I would almost be selfish. God damn saying it about you. I'm just playing. I would almost be selfish to be like, you know, well, F what they think. I gotta get this off. I also gotta be in tune with how it's coming off. Or else why am I putting it out there? You know what I mean? Because again, if it's for me, I could just put it out on the pen and paper. You know what I mean? If it's for you, you could just rap it and cry. Now I mean, rap it, remember it, and it'll be a piece of your memory, just like that book right there. You know what I mean? But if it's something that's gonna affect people negatively, it's like, do I have to put this one out there? Like, versus something that it's like, okay, this one doesn't have a negative connotation around it, and I know I can make 10 more positives. Do I have to put everything that I make into a song out? You know what I mean? Because I would not promote the crazy side of my of my mind when my mind is just wandering. Because essentially that's what journaling is. That's what rapping is. Is you writing out, yo, today I was having a negative thought that somebody in traffic wanted to kill me.
That's
you know what I mean? Today I was doubting the person that I'm with. Today I thought about my dad, but then I was like, nah, I ain't hitting him up. You know what I mean? Those are thoughts that I had, but they're more so thoughts that I feel like I need to heal from too. You know what I mean? So that's the point of journaling. That's the point of putting it on pen and paper. So now to bring that same purpose to putting it out there, it's like I would rather tell y'all this was what was on my mind and this is how I fixed it. But now just saying this.
So, keep going.
Now just saying this is what's on my mind and just putting it out there because it's on my mind. It's kind of like I feel like I might be just promoting that this is part of who I am instead of like, okay, this is something that was on my mind, but I'm trying to fix. So if you're going through this is how you fix it. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna promote a problem that you're going through or promote the solution.
But that's
but not in the next song.
I would say,
you know what I mean?
It's not in the next song. See, because now this is where my difference. You know what I'm trying to say. This is where how I distinguish myself from other rappers. You know what I'm saying? Because another rapper would just say, "Yo, I tried to kill this nigga yesterday," and leave it at that. I'm not that type of person. If I say, "Yo, I did this to this person" or something like that, or like I thought about this thing in a negative light, the next bar is gonna be like, "Oh, all right." But then I checked myself and I had to think about how, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I am.
Well, yeah, that's different.
You can listen to all my music and say, yo,
that's good.
This is what happened, but you still come from that, yo, I gotta get this off. That's where I was coming from before. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why you agree to disagree, but I feel like we saying the same thing as far as like, I have to get this off. And that's how you help somebody else heal, because somebody wants to see the transparency. They want to see you being vulnerable. It's power in being vulnerable. It's power in being transparent. You know that. So it's like, when you come off like that, of course, don't just leave it like that. Like, yeah, I'm trying to sell these drugs and all right, boom. That's just that. I don't know if I should have said that. But anyway, like, yeah, I'm trying to do this and that's just that. But it's kind of like, all right, I thought about this, but then a voice said it's a better way. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like, all right, now I'm saying this, but this is the route that I went through. So for the people out there, that determines how strong you are, because now your mind, you could be.
But think about a kid though.
Kid, I mean, but you know how, I mean, you disagree with this before, and I'm like, yo, we all freaking kids, bro. We all God's children, but we think we grown men and women. So it's like every day we could grow up and learn something new. So it's like if I'm sitting here, I could teach a 50-year-old something. You know what I'm saying? If I say, yo, I did this way, but I did this, but I ultimately wanted to do that. If a 50-year-old is only thinking one-minded, he's thinking, all right, this is what I want to pay attention to. You say you was about to do this. How can I make 50,000 off doing what you said in the first line? Forget the second line. You know what I'm saying? So even with kids, it's kind of like, first of all, you shouldn't be listening to this. Your parents, you know what I mean? Boom, boom. That's just right. Your parents should be your boy. You know what I'm saying? Your parents is cracking. But anyway, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, bro, I'm a firm. I mean, to sum it all up before we get way off topic, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and if you do come across something that's that negative, or kids included, if you do come across something that's negative that influence you that way, boom, boom, just, you know, be strong-minded, yo. Like, just try to be strong-minded, and even if you do fall weak, understand that, yo, everything literally happens for a reason, bro. That's really like the cliche verse that I could just say all freaking podcasts. It's like, yo, you don't go through nothing and God doesn't know. Whoever you want to pray to, God, Jah, Allah, the universe, whoever. And for all y'all out there, You don't go through nothing and a higher power doesn't see your intention or see your perception or see what you're going through and say, oh, this is not like this is for you. Like this, like it is for you, but you have to go through that. And you can't fathom the next 10 years, 2 weeks from now, or even tomorrow for real. Yesterday could be this day, and tomorrow could be a whole totally new perception for you just off of a snap of a finger. You know what I'm saying? Or a word that influenced you, or something that, so whatever you're going through, you wouldn't know bad without good, you wouldn't know good without bad. When I think of things like that, it's hard to judge, or it's hard to even talk about the topic that we're talking about, because it's kind of like, all right, we have to have bad people in the world, else I wouldn't know how my mother stands out. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know how I stand out among these other people. I wouldn't know about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I would just think that everything is everything, and I'll be the first Satan of it all. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the one, you know how Satan was an angel, or whatever say. I'll be the first one to do that then. Because now I think everything is everything, but I'm getting curious about this. You have to be curious about stuff. You have to know things. You have to come from stuff like that. So I just feel like it's a matter of knowing yourself. When you know yourself, you could be exposed to anything in the world and still not be influenced. You know what I'm saying? Because you know yourself. You know exactly what you want to do. And that goes for good or bad people. You know what I'm saying? If you're a bad person and you know you're a bad person and you're honest with that, a lot of people like that. A lot of people respect the bad person because you're honest. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you're totally honest. That's just how it is, yo. So I don't know. Like I would wanna like filter my verses out or filter my songs out. What's the name? But then again, to even take it a step further, I would feel like I'm being selfish as far as like, all right, bet you're only getting good from me. You get none of the bad. You get what I'm saying? Me as an artist, it's like you're only getting the good. You're not getting nothing bad that I went through. I'll be selfish at that point. It's like where's how did you become supreme? How did you become that type of a person? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a motivational speaker that's only motivating you because they were born into it.
For real.
I can't even relate to you.
I can't even relate to you. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it definitely has something to do with how you give that message. You know what I mean? Like how you give the message says a lot. Us as a community, the music that I feel like we listen to is just people that's giving the music that's glorifying the mess. You know what I mean? They're glorifying the bad. They talk about it like, put me on the echelon because I did this. You ain't riding for this person, and it's all like glorifying the mess. You know what I mean? And it's adding to it. It's like I look at the whole Dirt thing, and I'm like, you know, people don't understand how weapons work. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, well, why Dirt don't ride and why Dirt don't do this? It's like, bro, what if Dirt, y'all favorite rapper, go out there, you know what I mean? He rides the way y'all want him to, but he doesn't win. Now we lost Vaughn and Dirt.
Exactly.
Anybody think about that? Now, I mean, we're only glorifying the problem, the more fuel onto the problem. But I definitely think, now, I mean, as far as to go back to the music, just being more intentional on the music, just not just worrying about, oh, will this sell? Will this get plays? Is this in my niche of killing? Like, we can't keep adding to the problem, y'all. We can't. Know what I mean? And I'm glad you're an artist, bro, because my gripe right now is the message that artists are putting out.
Know what I mean? You say gripe?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Gripe is not a big word. But yeah, now you said a word earlier, you said zenith or something like that?
Zenith.
Right, never heard of that before. I'm over here using bad context clues. I'm like, that must be like the future or something like that. Like,
Zenith is like, you know, that's like the how you explain like the utopia thing.
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah. But yeah, man, so my problem is really with, my fright, you know what I mean? It's really with, it's really with like the message that's being put out, man. We could do much better as a people, putting better messages out, holding each other accountable. Y'all see the power we got, you know what I mean, with the whole Kanye thing. I mean, you know, it wasn't only our people that did that, you know, but clearly the people got power. You know, so why don't we put this same level of power? Listen, if he's disrespecting other people's cultures, right? And we're like, nah, you can't do that. But I don't know if y'all forgot, but his son is the same person that said that slavery was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell he wasn't canceled back then? That's my question. Why don't we have this same energy? Was it a buildup? I don't think so. I mean, Kanye is definitely one of the motherfuckers, but it was something different about this time. He was speaking about other people. You know what I mean? He was speaking about a whole nother community. You know what I mean? Well, shout out to them and all respect to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to the Jewish community.
He was speaking about our community. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
we good.
Yeah.
Yeezys is still selling, flying. Adidas is still promoting.
Mm-hmm.
Black people still cool with them.
Mm-hmm.
We still finding ways to forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we have this same energy when we do this to us?
And don't get us wrong, see, because we some of the people that actually think Kanye is not that crazy.
Yeah, partially.
But he's crazy.
Very partially,
partially. But
like I feel like him.
Wild.
I feel like him, and I'm on like a real slippery slope when I say this, but him and Charleston White, they dabble in the same pool. They say some wild shit mixed with a little bit of truth that the world actually needs to hear. You know what I mean? So the wild shit kind of triumphs the little shit that we really need to hear.
It's the same thing with rapping. It's the same thing with what's the name? You know what I'm saying? People only see the negative. They only want to see the negative.
They only want, and that's what they know.
Yeah, that's what they know.
That's what the Charleston and the Kanye
That's
know.
the marketing scheme. That's how you do it, bro. That's how you get ahead. That's how you stay that's how you stay afloat.
Bro, it's like
that's how you stay on the boat. That's what you said.
Stay on the boat.
That's how you stay on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mean it sucks,
it's a whole mindset change.
And it's a very very little bit of people that understand that that actually put it to play.
Mm-hmm.
I met this guy the other day. I'm not gonna say his name. He's in the music industry, well behind the scenes and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep him disclosed, but he was a prime example of somebody that's like, yo. When he, after like 45 minutes of talking to me about all spiritual things, nothing about the music industry, you know what I'm saying? And he's a legend in the music. I can name anybody you thinking of right now, he done worked with deeply. So it's like, after all of that, he said, see, I don't just talk. He said, I really walk this. That's what he said. He said, I really walk this. You know what I'm saying? It just so happens that I just wanted to go on a road last year with such and such, or I wanted to do this or wanted to do that. But at the end of the day, like, he was like, I'm an energy reader. I'm a personal coach, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to help heal people. I try to influence people that look like me. He was like, yo, I really, really do this. And y'all will never guess who I'm talking about or anything like that because nobody's watching him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares to do that. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? Like, it sucks to say that, but who's caring about that? Like, who cares about that? Now, if he was one of these people out here that was really in the limelight, a Charleston White or this and that, everybody would know what we're talking about. But he's not like, no, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and keep doing what I'm doing because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. What's up?
You know something, though? That has been like that forever, though.
Forever.
But because you think about when you was in like elementary school, middle school, who were the kids that was glorified more? Was it the kid that was always doing good, or was it the kid that was doing bad and became good?
It was always the bad kid. I used to love the bad. I used to love the bad niggas, bro.
And like it's almost like they even built a relationship with the school, and then now for them to turn the other cheek and become a better person, it's like. Now I got everybody's attention. Now that person is glorified, and like that's the person we're gonna celebrate. That's the person everybody's gonna remember. It's like it always been like that. Like there's a fucking issue. There's a psychological issue of why we focus on. I mean, I guess we all do like a good story, you know.
It's a testimony. If you never go through nothing, you spoiled. If you went through a lot, you a freaking brat. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's kind of like it's hard when we speaking about stuff like this.
When you think about
keep going.
When you think about like Charleston White and Kanye, like what kind of people do you say those are?
what kind of people.
Yeah, like how do you see, especially Charleston White? Kanye, he's really like over the boat. You know what I mean? Kanye is wild.
Kanye is just floating over the water now.
Yeah,
he's about to drop anytime.
So a dude like Charleston White, like how do you like see Charleston White, bro? Like what's your opinion on him?
I mean, Charleston White is cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't like elaborate a little bit when you say like what kind of people for real.
So the best way for me to elaborate is to give my example. See, like when I think about Charleston White, I'm like, he has a very good point. Now, I mean, he has very good points. I'll say that. He has very good point in saying that he's not with any niggas that's killing niggas. Now, I mean, and I think his intentions are good, because I actually have opened my eyes up to a lot of things after hearing him saying it. He doesn't mind like being the dumbass, well, not the dumbass, but the dickhead in society. Whereas a lot of people is almost scared to tell that truth out loud because of the backlash they'll get. You know what I mean? But then where it's like, what? It's some of the things he says, like some of the things he says, like about just the F this person, F that person, and it's like, you know, to the naked chill. To the naked eye, he's literally saying fuck this person, fuck that person. So, but then your message behind it is very valuable. Your message behind it is fuck the username of that person. Let's praise the actual player. You know what I mean? But I always think about the kids, because the kids are the future. So what message are the kids receiving? I feel like most of the kids are being stopped at the bad message. They're hearing your bad message. They're like, I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. Unless they just so happen to stumble upon, and I'm glad like now a lot of his positive videos are going viral. But I don't know. I don't think that going about it, bringing up negative situations and F this person, F that person, and basically building up all this tension to get a message out is a good way to do shit. Because you, like, I feel like you're turning a lot of ears too.
That's a fact.
Rightfully so. You know what I mean?
A lot of people is not, see, like when you, all right, so now I get what you're saying.
But I'm sorry to cut you off, but had he not done that, I would have never heard of him. I would have never heard of Charleston White. Like, I would have never, so, I don't know, bro, like, I think Charleston White, Kanye, they're just exposing the issue in society today. That we feed into negativity.
Bringing it back to Charleston White, because now I can answer it. I know what you're talking about, but I just feel like what you said at the end was very valuable. A lot of people is getting stopped right at the bad message. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they see that, they click on it, but then it's kind of like, all right, I'm focusing on what the headline said. He said F Nipsey. I want to see when he says that.
Right.
And we all know that a lot of the people, see, he may be a very, very smart person. In real life, you could probably sit down and talk to him for hours, kind of like how me and you talk. But at the end of the day, a lot of the people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can only name a few of your friends out of 10 people that you can sit here and talk to like this with. For hours. Like, you can only name a few of them. You know what I'm saying? It might just be like 1 or 2.
You know
what I'm saying?
Like,
so for somebody to know that they're trying to give this type of knowledge, but only use the negative things to get clicks as clickbait, it's kind of like, all right, bet. So the 85% or however many percent out there that trumps the little bit that gets it, they're the only ones that's gonna be like, all right, bet. So you misguiding them because they don't get it. That's it. Like, that's all I can say. Like,
so you just missed the whole.
You just missed the whole freaking world, so to say, because they're not getting what you're saying. It's only a select few people that's gonna understand.
Again, to go back to what you just said about your mans, like we would have never heard him either.
We would have never heard him. Yeah.
It's like you gotta sacrifice.
It's a damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he knows that. I'm pretty sure he knows that. And that goes back to what we were saying earlier when we was like, excuse me, that goes back to what we were saying earlier about the music and just putting it out for kids and stuff like that, to where it's like, yo, if it stumbles upon your ear, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And some things in life, you know what I'm saying? We speak in English at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We speak in English, Arabic, all of that. It's all new languages. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff that's documented back to as far as we put our pens and pad, but the earth outlives us. All of this stuff. So it's like, when we can't think about the other stuff that, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, yo, you speaking in God's language or the universal language, or we speaking in energy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you talking about just talking, it's kind of like, all right, bet a lot of the people is just not gonna understand what don't need to be said. You get what I'm saying? If it don't need to be said and you saying it, they're not gonna understand it. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you. You know what I'm saying? You can understand something and you ain't never say nothing in the room. You know what I'm saying? It's a universal language to where it's like, all right, bet I get the type of person he is. If somebody came in here right now ready to shoot us, we gonna feel that. That's something different. That's not English. That's not nothing. That's just your aura, your third eye, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a feeling like, yo, bro, I didn't feel good that day when son stepped in the room. That's why I left. Come to find out, he done robbed the whole, you know what I'm saying? That's something that only you knew and a few other people. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, when we start talking English about and just getting straight to statistics and facts and this and that, yeah, down here in this type of world, in the physical world, they're always gonna win. But you know what I'm talking about when you're speaking about that higher power and that higher language, so to say.
You could read it differently.
A lot of the people is just not gonna get it because it's not meant for them, or it's not their time. It may come back 10, 20 years later and say, yo, Charleston Wright was speaking that.
Yeah.
But you didn't get it when he was first putting it out. You know what I'm saying? Now he's dead and gone, and nobody, you know what I'm saying? And nobody really gives a damn no more.
He's gonna be, bro, and I hate that. Now, I'm not gonna say he's gonna be. What I would hate for him to become is one of those people that when his time comes, like everybody else, everybody's time will come. Everybody's gonna listen. But that's the part of him that I respect. Because it's like, he even said it, he's like, I'm willing to die with this. There's not a lot of people that's willing to die for the cause. Yeah. You know what I mean? And his replay value of videos that we're gonna watch back and
it's gonna be enormous. What? I already know.
They're gonna put him in the books like, yo, this man said it. The problem is just like a comedian. Oh, what's Buddy that talk about the AB stuff? The
AB stuff?
You ain't my son, man. You know what I mean? Like, so just like so boom. So like Charleston White has a lot of segments like that. Yeah. Where it's like that trolling moment for comedy and to shock value. And I think when people, because it was a video that went viral, like he was talking about he was talking about some wild shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like one of my bros showed it to me, and I was just like, bro, you know, son be like you watching the interviews, he's like a comedian too. Like, so unless you can pull up like an article of him doing that, like who would make a video of that and there's nobody complaining about that? Like, son looked at me like, know what I mean? Like, that's your boy. Like, and I was just like, I was sitting there with the, like, my nigga's a dumbass face. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's another reason why like a lot of people miss his messages is like they don't see the difference between that comedic side and, you know, when bruh's really speaking.
Bruh's really speaking, yeah.
Like when he was on the 85 South Show, he told no jokes. He said a couple jokes, like, you know what I mean? Like, he said something about messing with his cousin or something. Like, he said something about that, you know what I mean? But,
talking about Corey Holcomb?
Nah, nigga, Charleston White. Nigga, wow.
I was gonna say Corey Holcomb was on the, what's his name? What the? But yeah, no, that's a fact, bro. A lot of people just not gonna get it. And and tying this all back to why we was on here in the first place. I may be wrong, I may be right, I have no idea. I feel like the Migos, they're just from the music. I'm judging them just from their music. You know what I'm saying? Just from the music that they put out. And I hope nobody takes it the wrong way. I feel like they're not one of the people that really understands the universal language as much as they can. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they can in years to come. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own time where they get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like when you think about PNB, what's the name? Nipsey was different. He was elevated. We all, at least I know that because I was really, really into Nipsey. But when you think about all of these rappers that's just rapping about a lot of the drill stuff, and then they just so happen to die, it's kind of like, all right, bet. They wasn't even at they didn't get to that time yet. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get to the time and know that, yo, the energy,
Oh, I mean, they didn't promote it.
Or they didn't promote it. That's why I said I may be wrong, I may be right. I have no idea. But
I see what you're saying.
All I know is that when you really know yourself, you're led by your spirit. You know what I'm saying? So if you one person in this world that's led by your spirit and you only putting out the bad stuff, then it forces me to believe that you didn't get to, because at the end of it all, it's just the positive.
It wouldn't feel right to do it.
Yeah, the positive is always going to win. The light always overshadows the dark. You know what I'm saying? So if you led by your spirit and you go years and years and years of putting out bad stuff, then that means that's where your spirit's at. You know what I'm saying? That's where you at. You putting out this because that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a lot of people that die prematurely and outside of the laws of nature, to where it's kind of like, yo, it's sad. It's very sad at that point because it's premature and outside of the laws. But then it's like, yo, what am I trying to say? It's kind of like, I think I said it already. They didn't get to that zenith yet. You know what I'm saying? They didn't understand that. If they understood that, if a lot of people was blessed enough to see these things how we supposed to see it, in my words, this is how I feel, how we supposed to see it at a young age, then we wouldn't be getting killed prematurely like this. We wouldn't be dying outside of the laws. We wouldn't be outside doing these things that we're essentially on here just talking about. We wouldn't be out here so negative if we was, you know what I'm saying, really seeing things through a different lens. You know what I'm saying? Like we just wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Acting out of our spirit.
If we're acting out of our spirit. But the spirit is the spirit and it's gonna guide you regardless. So it's like if even if you unconsciously, don't know it, you're still being led by that. It's the reason why you think of things, you speak of things, and you say it. It's just a matter of how conscious you are and how aware your spirit is of, you know what I'm saying, of the good and bad, and how things
also
actually come to you.
Yeah, how you feel, feed your spirit too.
Exactly.
I mean, and that goes back to what you were saying about the whole frequency and all these other subconscious things that we're not even
thinking about.
You
know what I'm saying?
Like that's affecting us on a spiritual level. It's affecting our minds. It's affecting all of these. These things. Yeah, the more in tune, like to go back to what piggyback off where he said, the more in tune we are with, what's affecting our spirit, what's affecting our minds, like the better, we could kind of use our discernment to be like, nah, I don't need that, let me not lead with that side of me, because I know the type of repercussions that may come through me talking out of that. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of people are talking blindly. A lot of people are just talking just to talk. And then, I'm not going to let us go too deep in this because this video long as hell. But a lot of people we know that they're doing it for the money. And I would ask, let's just say, I would ask any man that has died over something that their fame, their money created. Was that fame and money worth it? So like, because you have so much money, you're a target. Because you're so famous, there's so many people that's looking at you. And there's certain things on your time on earth you wasn't willing to sacrifice or give up because you was enjoying that fame and money until that fame and money turned against you and ended your life. To a man that is passed, if I could ask him one thing in his afterlife, was it worth it? Now, or would you go back and do things differently? Because it's like, man, all that stuff is not worth it. I should have been more in tune with what I was putting out and bringing in. You know what I mean? And I think because we are so fond out, you know, to go back on the spiritual thing, because we're so fond of our mind, so you got mind, body, soul, because we're so fond of the experience of our body, people are not really like, they're not really thinking about, okay, but what about the soul? I mean, like we don't see that, you know what I mean? So I want to enjoy my experience on earth right now, which is my body, you know what I mean? Which is my body or whatever being here. I want to make it look good, all this and all that. So why speak through the soul? Like, oh, why nourish my soul when I can nourish my body, which looks good? And I think that's what a lot of people are getting lost in. You know what I mean? Is the nourishment of how you're being perceived. You know what I mean? How you're being perceived. And then now something like this happens. And now you're stuck with just your soul.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because your soul lives forever.
Like
your soul never dies. You know what I mean? So I would just ask him, man, like, was that worth it? Like, know what I mean? Or would you have done it differently? You know? But yeah, this was dope, man. Yeah. This was real dope, man. An hour and 10. Hey, I know we ain't got no mics or whatever, but it's still a podcast video. You know what I mean? Still Boogie Speaks. You know, no, the Boogie Down podcast. I forgot I changed the name. But y'all on TikTok. I'll talk to y'all in a minute. My bad. I ain't mean to shoot y'all off like that. But but yeah, real quick, you want to shout yourself out, bro?
Supreme music across all platforms. You know, follow your boy. You know, if you're an artist, producer, painter, anything of anything, just shoot me a DM. You know, I don't mind working with people from the ground up. So just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Supreme music across all platforms. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey man, at the end of the day, I just want to say this, man. We gotta stop. Like, something has to give. Like, I wanted to make this video, whatever. I stopped Preem. Usually, I had a whole setup. But I was just like, yo, Preem, we got to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because me and Preem, we going to have a conversation regardless. Yeah, and it was going to sound just like that. If not, we probably would have went a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? But I feel like these conversations need to be heard and had. You know what I mean? And it's not enough people, you know, willing to talk about the other side of things. You know, there has to be a fix instead of us coming back here again talking about RIP X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep doing that. You know what I mean? And especially, I mean, death is inevitable. You know what I mean? But a lot of this is senseless. Like, it ain't cool. Like, it ain't cool. And then to not to go too far back, but to find out that it could have possibly been one of his mans that hit him. I'm gonna leave it there, all right? Hey, man, it's your boy, Top Boogie. Know what I mean? It's the Boogie Down podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Yo, look, if you need any type of advice or anything like that, I pay one person's bill on the 15th of every month or whatever on Instagram. All you got to do is become a subscriber on Instagram. Go to my Instagram right beside the email button. Hit the subscribe button. Join the family. I add you to the group chat. Next year, we're going to the Virgin Islands and all this good stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, and again, if you need any advice and you want to talk to your boy or whatever, join my subscriptions or whatever. I really appreciate the support. But hey, man, until next time, it's been your boy, Top Boogie. I'm out of here, man. Peace.